Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today we are going to be reviewing the Orval.
Yes, so Belgian beer. Yep. This is the first Belgian beer we've reviewed.
I think it is, yeah.
That we've not, well, I say that we've not made. Obviously we're not Belgian, didn't make it in Belgium, but so to be a Trappist, you have to be, because obviously you can have an Abbey ale, like Leth, but to be a Trappist, it has to be made within the monastery.
Okay.
So which Orval is. So monastery, you ready for some facts? You ready to sit down?
I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this.
Lock the door. You can't run anywhere. So yes, monastery. First, the land was first created in Belgium, obviously, 1071.
Okay.
And then the monastery was completed in 1124. However, the brewery wasn't created until 1931. Now, the brewery basically was created to raise funds to keep the monastery running.
Okay.
So 45% of the profits keep the monastery running and obviously feed the monks. 55% is the charities.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So taking less for themselves and giving more away.
Yeah. So it's the only beer they make. They don't make any others.
Okay.
So unless you go to the monastery and then they do a sort of petite d'Orval, so it's sort of a watered down version.
So I'm assuming they only do that if you're there. They don't package that up and sell that.
No, it must be draft that you go there and taste it. And apparently it's about 3 to 4%.
Like a table beer.
Yeah,
sort of
pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah.
It must be maybe what the monks drink on a sort of day-to-day basis. So, but it's not brewed by the monks. Now the monks run the brewery,
okay,
but physically they're not involved with it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it was actually created by two brewers, Martin Pappenheimer, German, and also John Vahoum. It was Belgium. So a German and a Belgian. Now. They created the recipe and apparently the recipe has not really changed at all since that 1931 when they first created it. So as you can see, you've got a little fish with a gold ring on the label.
Yep.
Would you like to hear the legend?
I would love to hear the legend of the gold ring.
So apparently there was a Tuscany duchess that was in the area. She was widowed and she had a marriage ring on her finger. And was at a spring, and she put her hand in the spring, and the ring fell off.
Oh,
she prayed to God
and
said, "God, please help me retrieve this ring." And then a fish, a trout, came up with the ring in its mouth, and that is the fish with the ring in its mouth. And she went, "Please God," in Belgium, or well, she was Tuscan, so Italian. "Bless this valley of God." And that is the same water that they used to create this beer.
Wow.
So you are drinking beer that's made from miracle water. Where
miracle
fish
water.
Can bring up rings that you drop, you drop in it. So, but from the notes that I've found, people, they relate this more to a saison than to sort of sweeter. Well, basically at the time when they were creating it, guess what beers were the most popular?
Wheat beers.
No.
Oh, saisons?
No.
What?
British ales.
Oh no, back to the old
things. What was the video we did where they'd gone back and they'd gone to Britain to learn
was it Burton-on-Trent or
yes, was it the Colch or something like that? They'd gone back to learn about it. So so apparently when they make it, the malts are very similar to the British ales with the sweetness that they use. They do two malts. British ale yeast. It's fermented for 5 days, and then they use Brettanomyces. Basically, it. Yes, basically, they brett it. Wild yeast. They use wild yeast. So it ferments for 5 days with the yeast they use. Then they brett it.
Yeah.
Oh, before that, sorry, they dry hop it. They brett it, and then from that it goes into a cylindrical unit, a horizontal cylinder unit, where it's then fermented for another 3 weeks.
Like a big tank, like a big horizontal tank.
Yeah, big horizontal tank. And then it's done for 3 weeks, and then they bottle condition it for 4 weeks, and then it's released to the market.
Okay.
Now, only 14% of the total beers produced go outside Belgium.
So the other 86% is consumed in Belgium.
Yes, and they won't make any more.
So they've got their number.
They've said, right, 45% is for our profit, 55% to charities. We can't extend it anymore. That's it.
It's a capacity and they don't want to build anything else.
And they said, no, that's it. We're happy. The Belgians call it their most traditional Belgian beer, and it's quite often a brewer's favourite. So
we'll give it a go. I mean, I'm normally not a huge saison fan.
Well, yeah.
It depends on how much like TCP they taste. The more TCP, the less it's for me.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this one goes.
So, in terms of age, so this beer was bottled in the 15th of the 7th, 2019. So it's 18 months old.
Yep.
So it's not widely agreed on what is the best age to drink it on. So we can try this. I've actually got some that are older, and maybe a couple of years down the line we can taste them and see how it's different. It's just not agreed on because the Breton actually can increase the alcohol by a point.
And I suppose as well that if they dry hop this,
yes.
So you're just adding aroma and a bit of flavour with the dry hops. That is going to go. The longer you leave it, that's going to go. You know, when you get a really big hoppy beer, like we've got the box behind us, that a lot of the beers in there say drink fresh, because they're heavily hopped, they're heavily dry hopped. The hop flavour and the hop aroma will just go after years. So, well, after months in some of them.
Maybe that's it. If you're more of a hoppy fruit beer, you drink it straight away.
Yeah.
But he still ages it for 4 weeks, which is surprising. So,
should we get it in the glass and see how it looks?
Ready?
Quick draw Magora over there. I'll take a much more relaxed approach to opening bottles. Okay, I'm bad at pouring today. We can come back to that.
I don't think it's necessary.
It's a bit thick.
Well, they do like a good head. It's where the flavour is, isn't it?
Is it?
Do you know what this reminds me of? Have you ever had any Belgian triples?
Never. Well, not
Very similar
in recent memory.
We've not got any Oyster Belgian beer glasses. We'll have to invest on that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what this should look like.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know either. Well,
it looks nice. I mean, the glass probably helps.
I tell you what, though, that froth has got that Belgium-y brown tinge to it.
Yeah, it's slightly off-white, isn't it? And they're not the tightest, tiny little bubbles like you'd get on a draft lager. They are. You can see.
Yes.
You can just see the each individual bubble in there. And it's a thick head though. It's not going anywhere.
It's not clear. Do you know what? From the other triples, it's very cloudy. But then I suppose if it's going to be towards the saison, how do you mark this?
However you want. Does it appeal to you or not?
That's what we're going to have to purely go
That's
to.
what the Oyster Score's all about.
Okay,
So.
well I'm going to have to purely go for that. Well, I like wheat beers. I like that sort of slight
haze.
I like that slight brown tinge to the froth.
I mean, it looks. It looks good. I mean, I'd be in the sevens.
It'd be 7, but it just hit 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a dead even 7.
It was exactly the same with me.
Yeah,
7.
I don't know what we're going to get from the aroma for this because it's such a thick head. I don't know if it's all going to be locked in there. But
I don't know. But are we going to get the hops? Or are we going to get? Wow! I can smell the Breton. I can smell the sourness straight in your face. It's not a sour beer. Wow.
Yeah, it's.
I get raisin. I tell you what, I don't get is any hops.
No
What
hops
is
at all.
essentially dry hopped.
I get it smells sweet. You get the sweetness.
Yeah, sweetness.
Like the raisins, like you say there.
100% raisins.
But definitely some kind of. It's got a bit of funk. It's got a.
100% got funk, hasn't it?
Got some funk. Yeah, it's like
it's
the James Brown of beers.
I've tried all the Trappist beers.
All of them.
Other than this.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, sort of. Yes, but this.
You get a lot of smell from the bottle actually. Yeah.
Wow, you do.
There's almost like a coffee type smell in it.
Hint.
Yeah.
Hint. Sweetness.
But yeah, it smells very sweet. I don't know what it's going to taste like. I feel like it's going to work a nightmare with my moustache. You've got some beer on your nose.
Oh no. Right, one more stiff and then I give it a score. That's what she said. One more stiff and I give it a score. Okay,
I'm probably going to go for because it does actually smell really nice.
Yeah,
that sweet smells a really, really nice smell. I'm going to go for a 7.6.
Yeah, mine would be 7.4. I'm just going to go slightly below, maybe knock down a bit because I maybe thought I might get a hotness, but I'm excited for it.
I'm interested to see what I think of it. Again, this is
you
probably
can smell the Breton, that's for sure.
Yes, you can, and this is going to be the first beer of this sort that I've tried in a long, long time. I really don't know what I'm going to think of it. I'm excited. It's 6.2%. It's just gone midday. This is our second review of the day. This is going to be a messy one by the time we finish.
Do you want to say the strength just before we start?
I just did.
Oh, sorry. Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's carbonated, isn't it?
Very highly carbonated.
But it's definitely not what I would expect from a Belgian beer. It's different from the rest.
It doesn't. I thought it was going to be a lot more sort of sour or
Yeah, but it's not.
funky tasting than it is. The smell,
Dry, isn't it?
yeah, it's very dry. And I suppose when you're using some kind of wild yeast, you don't really know what the attenuation probably is of that. It's going to be dry, and it is dry. There is some like really nice hop flavour in there, which I wasn't expecting because it's been in there for so long.
On the front, it hits you with hop.
Yeah.
And not too sour either.
No.
It's not like some of the sour beers or even like the cherry sours that you get where they or the.
Don't talk about that Florida Vice again.
No, I'm not on about the Florida Vice. But like your Creek Boom and what's those sort of sour beers or the ones that the Belgians where it is really sour and it's almost a balsamic vinegar-esque. Yeah, none of that. It's hoppy, dry, and then this is a very well-balanced beer, and it doesn't taste like 62.2%.
No, it's a strange one because it's very dry but still tastes a bit sweet, and I don't know how they've done that because normally it's one or the other, but it's dry with sweetness.
That's very well crafted. It hits every sort of flavour box, doesn't it? It goes sour, but it's dry, but it's sweet, but it's.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah.
With my score on this one because I'm a high 7.
You know what?
On this, I'm trying to work out am I a high 7 or am I?
I'm an 8.
An 8.
8.1 for me.
I stick my 7.9. Should we talk about the price?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was £2.79. It was bought it from a local bottle shop in Chester, or wine shop, Tanner's Wines, I think it was.
Yes.
£2.79, but you're only getting 330ml.
Yeah, but you're getting something that's crafted. So it's been they bottled it for 4 weeks. It's not mass produced.
Yeah, that's true.
It's brewed by monks. It's come from Belgium.
I just wanted to make it clear on the size because sometimes we review like ultra tallies 1 pint cans, and it's. You only get half as much, but you probably pay more. But yeah, so £2.79, £2.80 for a 330ml of 6.2% Trappist beer.
I think that's brilliant.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to be a 7.9 again.
8.4 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought a lot of Belgian beers in the time. I
haven't.
Well, I know certain. You can buy like certain craft boxes of just pure Belgian beers. For like 12 bottles, they're coming in at like £50 or so. You know what I mean? So just to buy that off the cuff, just one bottle of beer from a bottle shop, which they don't get the cheapest prices, but they give you the selection because you'll never get this at a supermarket.
No, you.
Have I ever? Is it
Waitrose maybe?
The Waitrose maybe.
But with this one, it was at a wine merchant, so the place full of wine. And you walked to the back and got this tiny beer section, which is the size of like a shoe cupboard, and a lot of the stuff in there was sort of like local breweries.
Yes.
And then this.
So,
and I'm glad that I've tried some of this now.
Yeah.
Like normally Belgian beers and Trappist beers not really been up my street, but
maybe that's it. You convert it to wheat, and now that's it. You're a Belgian beer person as well. Would you say?
The jury's still out. But I mean, sessionability wise though,
I think I could have a pint of that.
Just 1 pint.
No, not just 1 pint, but I could have that in a pint.
Yeah. So because our sessionability
pint glass, not a Belgian glass, which other than they're all sweet.
Yeah. So how many full pints of this in a row would you be able to drink?
4.
Yeah. I mean, it's 6%, isn't it?
Yeah. So
over
6%. More than that.
So
I think maybe the bitterness might not the bit.
The
dryness might get to the back of the tongue eventually, but I wouldn't have this with a meal. That's for sure. I'd have this,
on a Sunday afternoon, sat on the sofa.
4 pints of that Sunday afternoon. God, I won't be waking up for work on Monday. It's got its place, hasn't it? It's maybe if
I'd probably go for a 3 just because of the sweetness. The sweet smell I think would get on the nose, and that the dry and the sweet. I still don't know how they've done it, but that I think 3 for me.
Yeah. Well, I've
Don't get me wrong, it's a great beer. I just wouldn't.
Yeah, but
after
come
3
on.
of them, I'd
It's
move
Belgian
on.
beer. Not many Belgians drink, pints of their own beer. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they're screaming on the camera going, "What do you mean I can have 10 pints of that any day?"
Are you from Belgium? If so, comment down below how many pints of the Orval could you drink
Yes.
in a row.
But it's certainly a good beer. I mean, it says it's made with sugar, and I've made a left before on a homebrew, and I've added the candy sugar in, and it's come out. You can taste the sweetness, but this you can't. And maybe that's the Breton with the 3 weeks in that fermentation. It really eats those candy sugars that they've added.
Yeah.
Because it said it's added sugar.
Yes, yeah. So there's the 5 ingredients in this one.
Yes, didn't meet your.
water.
Yeah, the Germans would not accept it with their
button. No, the water, hops, barley, yeast, and added sugar as well. Yeah, but overall a great beer. Do you want to crunch the numbers?
Yes. Okay.
Right, we're done. Here is the score for this beer. If you like what you've seen today, then check out down below, smash like, hit subscribe, check out our other videos. All of our scores are listed on an Oyster Score spreadsheet down below, so you can see where this ranks against all the other beers. But for now, Oysters out.